All of us gamers have high expectations for 2022, and it looks like we're in for a surprise. 2022 is actually going to be a big year for gaming, both in sheer volume of releases and the hype surrounding them. Not only that, we are set to get further into this new generation of gaming, and there are going to be more titles that push the limits of what's graphically possible on the way. Stay tuned as we take a look at 15 graphically mind-blowing titles coming up this year. Horizon Forbidden West. Horizon Zero Dawn, released on the year 2017, is a great-looking game even by today's standards, but Forbidden West looks to improve on it in every single way. Aeong, with character models having more polygons and improved texture details, and while Eloy has some more skeletal joints, there are tons of improvements to the effects, water rendering, environmental details, machines. The list goes on. The PS5 version even has the advantage of using cinematic-grade lighting throughout the entire experience, while it's only for the cutscenes on the PS4. And if you couple all of this with improved cinematics and facial animation for its characters, Horizon Forbidden West could very well be the best-looking game of this year. God of War Ragnarok. Now, improving on the perfection in God of War is tough, but Ragnarok seems more than capable of doing this. Based on the gameplay demo, improved texture details and higher polygon models can be seen, while environments are packed full of more detail, especially when traveling to the newer cities. You can also see improved water details and weather effects, and not to mention the series' excellent animation, and all of this makes for a visually rich experience. The trademark single-shot camera presentation is also back, which feels like the cherry on top. Gran Turismo 7. Gran Turismo 7, developed by Polyphony Digital, is another great game to come out this year. Now, the Gran Turismo series has always tried to push the envelope when it comes to realistic visuals, dating all the way back to the PS1 era. That being said, Gran Turismo 7 looking as good as it does seems almost unreal. Even though ray tracing is only used in replays and the garage, the level at which the tracks and their skyboxes have been rendered, not to mention vehicle details and quality of lighting and reflection, and you won't believe this, all of this is running at 4K 60 frames per second with HDR being enabled. Pioneer. Pioneer from GFA Games is somewhat akin to STALKER while also being a survival MMO. Its post-apocalyptic world looks fairly detailed and grubby with fine texture detail, even if some things like grenade-throwing animations still need a bit of work. However, it manages to capture the dirty underground well with its lighting and shadows while also offering vibrant outdoor scenes, lush with greenery. It's worth keeping an eye on if nothing else. Elden Ring. From Software Inc. has always been known for the quality of its art over realistic graphics, but perhaps the pressure of Elden Ring matching the visual quality of Blue Point's Demon Souls was more than the developer claimed. The lands between and its various denizens, whether it's the dragons or hulking giants pulling carriages throughout it, is massive and teeming with details. You could argue about reused animations and assets, but the sheer fidelity combined with the massive draw distance effects quality and character details is still incredible. Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl. There's quite a lot to glean from the gameplay walkthrough of Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl. Characters with high polygon counts, inverse cinematics for animations, physically based material rendering, ray trace lighting and reflections, the game almost looks too good to be true. Though judging from its delay to April and December, some more time is seemingly required to have the whole game up to that level of quality. Only time will tell, but it's utterly gorgeous thus far. Forspoken. The latest gameplay trailer for Luminous Productions' Forspoken looked a little rough when it came to the frame rate. Nevertheless, everything else from the environmental textures, draw distance and character details to the animation quality and special effects looked very good. There's still a lot more we need to see, but Square Enix's penchant for stellar cutscenes and strong art design has raised Forspoken profile quite a bit over the past year. The Day Before. For a survival MMO, The Day Before sports an insane amount of detail, whether one is foraging for supplies in a countryside house or gunning down zombies in a metropolis. The latest gameplay reveal, which showcased an incredibly rendered city with ray trace reflections and lighting, looked very good. But even the amount of foliage and vegetation while venturing through a forest was on point in terms of graphical fidelity. The Day Before could very well be a dark horse this year. A Plague Tale Requiem. The first game, A Plague Tale Innocence, surprised many with its visuals, with photogrammetry being used to create super detailed environments with stellar ambient lighting and shadows. A Plague Tale Requiem seems to be going in the same direction, but also offers large environments, so expect better water rendering and improved animations. Considering it uses Unreal Engine 5 instead of Asobos proprietary tech, we can't wait to see how the sequel leverages it to new heights. Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. Developed on Massive's Snowdrop engine, Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora boasts thousands of assets in one frame with detailed environments, complex shaders, real-time wind simulation, and much more. A new volumetric cloud system has also been added along with real-time ray tracing for realistic reflections and global illumination. The sheer wealth of animations, NPCs, and detail is already looking promising and should immerse players in Pandora like never before. Forza Motorsport. Before unveiling Forza Horizon 5 last year, Microsoft presented the future of Forza Motorsport, titled Forza Motorsport. Turn 10 Studios' next big racing sim plays with ray tracing, lighting effects, and reflections, all while promising 4K 60 FPS gameplay. The details on these cars looks as immaculate as ever, and though the initial trailer was captured in-engine, the series has always had a penchant for achieving exceptional fidelity. Hopefully, we'll get to some real-time gameplay soon. The Lord of the Rings Gollum. The Lord of the Rings Gollum presents a very interesting contrast to the other Middle-earth titles we've seen over the years. While Gollum's character model seems to require more work, environments are teeming with strong lighting and shadows, not to mention detailed textures to facilitate the darker, moodier tone. It's still pretty early, but looks very good thus far. Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. Rocksteady's reputation for stellar visuals precedes it, even if its optimization for Batman Arkham Knight on PC left much to be desired. Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League expands on its previous work with incredible draw distance, a larger scale stellar effects, and more detailed characters. It also doesn't hurt that the facial animations and motion capture have been significantly improved, making characters look more natural in both cutscenes and gameplay. CROSSFIRE X. Despite initial previews of CROSSFIRE X's campaign being less than positive, there is no denying Remedy's talent for stellar visuals. Thanks to the Northlight engine, the sheer amounts of effects, objects, destruction, dynamic lights, and shadows is fairly insane. Throw in some atmospheric fog and wind, not to mention detailed particles, and it's one of the better-looking first-person shooters of the year. Gotham Knights. In terms of presentation, Gotham Knights feels a lot closer to the Batman Arkham series of yore than Rocksteady's upcoming Suicide Squad. And while 2020's gameplay walkthrough was still early in development, it came off quite well with its animation quality, environmental design, textures, and effects. Details like dynamic lighting and shadows, atmospheric fog, and ambient occlusion also look good. So it should look even better as we approach its launch this year. That's all for this video. What are your thoughts on this? Go ahead and share them in the comments below. Also, if you liked the video, please subscribe to the channel and enable notifications by clicking the bell icon to get new video updates. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.